Welcome back, my name is Carrie, and today I'm going to show you a prefab cottage that I just stumbled across being built in a region that I think people are going to be excited about. Somebody asked me in the comments recently if I thought there were too many new options for prefab homes, and the answer is no. Reason being is I still hear from people who haven't been able to find exactly what they're looking for, so the search continues. What I'm going to show you today is combining a popular style with a building material that people seem to like, so if I had to guess, I'd say people will be pleased. I guess we'll see. The company I'm talking about is called Idore Homes with their line of cottage-style prefab homes. Idore Homes is a prefab builder located near Boise, Idaho with a line of prefab cottages and tiny homes. They describe the Idore cottages as smart living, noting that affordability and quick construction times make these a dream come true for people looking for a smaller living space. Their words, not mine, but it goes on to say that a tiny cottage is an ideal solution for affordable housing or short-term rentals. What they've got here is a line that they're calling tiny cottages that range from 197 up to 608 square feet. One of the first things that I notice about the Idore tiny cottages is they have the traditional cottage look that I feel like a lot of people are looking for throughout about half their line, which makes sense given it's in the name. The other half of the line is a bit more of a modern cottage, so something for everyone here. Personally, I like their cottages that mix in a bit of a more modern exterior, but more on that shortly. Some of the uses they've listed on their website include a primary residence, short and long-term rentals, workforce housing, a creative space, a home office, or an ADU. All the usual suspects and then some. Before I get into the different models available, the last thing I want to mention is what they're building with, because it does open up a few different options on how the homes are delivered. The walls, floor joists, and roof of Idore tiny cottages are built with light gauge steel, which I'm seeing more and more companies use lately. Some of the reasons they list for building with light gauge steel include its weight, strength, and that it makes their structures fire resistant and earthquake proof. With a typical delivery of an Idore home, the cottage arrives at the site nearly 100% done, aside from placing the home on a foundation, pier pads, or pillars, and making the connections to services. However, because of what they're building with, it is noted that if you are a contractor or have your own contractor, the tiny cottage can be delivered directly to you and then assembled on site. There isn't a ton of information about exactly what this looks like, but I've got enough information to make my decision. I'm going with the finished version 10 times out of 10 because I don't want to put one of these things together, nor do I have the skills to put one of these things together. I feel like I'd just lay out all the parts and say, oh no. No. I'm sure there are people out there who have the skills and want to put one together, but it just isn't something I want to tackle right now, or probably ever. Idore has 4 models listed on their website, so I think it's about time we check out exactly what they got going on here. The smallest model currently available from Idore is known as the Maverick at 197 square feet. The description for the Maverick is as simple as it gets. It says, open space, great price. I'm listening. One of the single hottest topics in the comments of this channel is always pricing, so I'm excited to see how these things shake out. Will every single person who watches this video be happy with the pricing on this one? It's possible. We'll see. Even though it's small, the exterior of the Maverick has a cool look. They're really embracing the cottage vibe on this one, and I like it. The exact specs aren't listed, but it looks like they've got a wood siding or similar with a metal roof, and the pitch on the roof again fits with what one would expect to see on a cottage. For windows, they've got one on the front into the living room, one in the door, a sliding glass door off the end, and a smaller window in the loft. Inside the home, they've packed everything into 197 square feet. The Maverick has a living room, kitchenette, bathroom, as well as a lofted space for the bed. I have been doing this long enough to know that there are a number of people out there with zero interest in climbing a ladder to access a loft to sleep. And if that's you, the options on this one are to get a pull-out couch and use the loft for storage, or look at something bigger. The way they have the Maverick set up, the entrance is on the side into a landing that's between the kitchenette and living room. The living room is to the right, which has a sliding glass door access back outside. To the left of the entrance is the kitchenette, which has cabinets and a sink. It's not listed whether or not there's an option to get a 2-burner cooktop in the Maverick, but if not, I guess it's just me and my air fryer. We'll make do. Across from the entrance, they've got the bathroom, which has a shower, toilet, and sink. Moving on. The next size up from Idore Homes is the Hedge Cottage at 301 square feet, which is enough extra space for a fully enclosed bedroom. On the exterior, this has a bit of a different look, partially because of the added length, but mostly because of the covered porch. No sliding glass door on the Hedge, but there are 2 windows on the end and a 3rd in the door. The Hedge is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom cottage, and even though they aren't showing in the pictures, the floor plan does show the availability of a cooktop and fridge. It looks as though if a fridge were included, the kitchen would go from the end wall to the bedroom wall, which would affect the usable space. I'd still be going with the fridge and cooktop because I like to eat. The home shown has a wood accent wall and wood trim to lean into the cottage look, and it has another key item people look for in a small footprint home. The key item is the ability to wash clothes. People want laundry in their home, and you'll see where they put it in about a minute. Why wait? It's in the bathroom. The laundry is located in the bathroom. Again, this model only has the one entrance on the end of the home directly into the living room. The kitchen is along the left wall, which is directly across from the living space. The bedroom is at the end of the home and has an ensuite. From the Hedge, they take a fairly large step up to the Cabot 512. I'm guessing it's 512 square feet. I don't know if it's because it's a new model that's recently been added, but I am only working with a single rendering on this one, so bear with me. This model and the next one have a completely different exterior than the first 2 models, with more of a modern look. So if you want the full-on classic cottage, likely going to want to stick with one of the first 2 options. The Cabot 512 comes in both a 1 and 2 bedroom layout. The 1 bedroom has the entrance on the end into the living room. The front half of the home is fairly wide open with the living room, kitchen, and a bit of storage. The back half of the home has the bedroom, a bathroom, and the walk-in closet. It's similar to the Hedge, just a couple hundred square feet bigger. The 2 bedroom 512 has the entrance on the end, kitchen to the left, living room to the right, then 2 bedrooms at the back of the home. The bedrooms are smaller, but the biggest difference in this model is it's a 2 bathroom. There's an ensuite in the main bedroom and a bathroom that's accessed through the kitchen. The final and largest model currently listed by Idore Homes is known as the Cabot 624, and this model is described as open space, great price. Essentially what they've done here is make very similar plans to the Cabot 512 line, but they're bigger. The most notable difference in my opinion is the access into the 2nd bathroom. It's from the living space instead of from the kitchen. That just makes way more sense to me. I prefer that layout. I'm curious to hear what's jumping out at people. Are you going with the Maverick with the best price tag, or are you going with the largest home? Speaking of prices, before I wrap this thing up, I am going to get into pricing. Keep in mind, prices can and usually do change, but will be accurate at the time of posting the video. The Maverick has a base price of $59,000. The Hedge has a base price of $99,000. The Cabot 512 has a base price of $129,000. And the Cabot 624 has a base price of $149,000. The pricing does not include delivery, a fridge, or a range. Something to keep in mind. Idore Homes is a builder located near Boise, Idaho, with a line of steel frame tiny cottages built for multiple different purposes. People seem to quite like cottage style builds, so I will be following along with what they're up to and posting updates right here on my YouTube channel. That's all I've got for today. If you like prefab home videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I've got new ones coming out every single week. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.